Hello.
Hello.
Hi guys, welcome to 108 of the TT's podcast. I am Nana.
And I am Rose.
And together we are
Two
Twos.
Yes.
Hello, hey Donnie.
Hey.
Hello. We've been waiting to have you on this podcast for quite some time.
It's
now.
been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay,
Tell the people
let's
who you are, what you do.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Donnie Sunshine. I call myself the multidisciplinary creative because I do a bit of everything. I'm a content creator, I direct, I shoot, I edit, I'm a photographer, and I'm also a DJ. And yeah, I might catch me doing a few other things in between that, but those are the three things that collect me the most bags. So yeah.
The bags.
Listen,
money for Mac. It's time to make some money. But yes, if you've seen the campaign is out this week. The LSC.
LS?
How do we
LS.
You know, your TikTok, I was laughing.
Because everybody's the same way. How do you pronounce it?
All now from the 90s, rocking it. And I was like, I used to call it LSE. In my mind, it was LSE, how it was spelled, but apparently it's LS.
Yeah,
LS.
you said it. I was laughing in the middle, in the beginning. I think you even tagged them as well. I was laughing, yeah. But yeah, we ordered the campaigns out this week, and obviously we missed you. We saw Dan on set when we got there, so we missed you. Yeah. And do you know what's mad? When I saw so the outfit that you had, when I saw it in the changing rooms, I said, I bet that's what they put you in. I just knew
it was different from everyone. I feel like they gave you quite a special, tailored to your personality because it was very, very Donnie.
It did actually feel, because I do love a short. I love shorts and t-shirts. I love colour and brightness. So they kind of nailed it in that sense. But before you got there, I was wearing the small one. I tried to be cute because I wanted to give a little fire. I was like, give me a short t-shirt. I'm telling you, when I was in front of the camera, I said, I had to change. My whole crutch was showing. I had to hold in my gut. It weren't cute. I said, give me the XL. And then I started feeling myself.
Everyone looked good, you know.
Everyone did. I feel like everyone felt like their section. I think that's one thing I like when you do projects, because sometimes you might do something and people project an image onto you that doesn't feel comfortable, and I feel like with that everyone's section felt like their section.
It did. I feel like that as well, and I like how creative they were, because for us we had the
mics, because that setup didn't come up until after I left, so I didn't see it. But that was really cool. I think that was one of my favorite setups actually. I really love the mics.
We did see yours as well because we saw the disco balls.
Yeah,
and that was it.
What did you have?
I had like big speakers, and then I had wires, like all these wires that kind of went down.
Sick. And the thing is, I think that they came up with it really quick.
Yeah.
Also, you do this kind of thing. How long does it normally take to plan and do all of this?
You know what? It can take anything from like 2-3 months, to be fair, depending on what you're doing and how much it takes in it. But I feel like, especially with like all like staging and creative and all that stuff, it could take a long time. But yes, I think they did that really quick.
Because we knew, like, when did we know? Like a week before?
Yeah.
And
it got confirmed, like a few days before or something like that, which, in production that happens quite often, innit? Like everything is quite like last minute, but it's just how the industry is. It's quite last minute. But yeah, it was a great shoot. Did you have a bit of makeup on? Did they?
I had a full face.
You had a full face.
I was beat. I was like, give me everything. I want cover every blemish. I want to be looking like a city girl.
What blemish?
It's there.
Whatever, man. Like I had makeup on. So this is the first time I've done something like this before, like being in front of the camera. I'm usually behind the camera. And the makeup was a lot for me on the day, but really? Seeing the actual video and the shots, it looks fantastic. So look around Butters, man, because how is it that I think there was bare makeup on the day and it looks amazing?
That's the problem. And this is the thing though, whenever I do shoots and they put makeup on me, I'm like, I don't want to get used to this. And this is why I feel for women specifically, but any like femme presenting people or anyone in general who wears makeup, I'm like, you must start feeling a bit butters on your no, because you look cute.
No,
you look cute. And I'm like, I don't want to get used to this. This is a special occasion. But if that's every day, imagine have to do that just to go to the shop or something. Like, it's gonna affect your self-esteem.
Do you know what? I dated a girl who, when I was with her, she wore makeup to sleep. I'm telling you, when I was around. Full beat, eyelash, red lipstick. Yeah, I was like, so you're not even gonna take off the lipstick?
How do you look in the morning?
She never let me see her in the
Wait.
The makeup was intact. The makeup was intact. The makeup was intact in the morning. Okay.
Wow, she got up
Was
early,
it all over
boy.
the pillow?
You have to sleep. You have to sleep carefully, innit? Like you have to.
No, that seems really uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, but yeah, do you know what I mean? So there's insecurities that come with like makeup. Even filters. I find filters. Oh my god! Like the filters. I find that people can't take photos without filters.
Yeah, I hate
really
filters.
sad.
I'm not a filter person. I like clear vision. I like a good light. All you need is a good light. You know,
Even
that's
the
filter
sunlight
enough.
as well. Sunlight is filter enough.
Honestly, it really is.
Stand in front of the mirror. Stand in front of the window.
Yeah,
sunlight.
Yeah.
Stand at about 12, 1, 2. Good lighting. I know the times in my house, you know. I know the times we be seeing. I know the times in my house to that picture.
I be seeing it.
Nah. So obviously we wanted you on here since Bumble. So we just go back.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's take it back.
Let's go back.
When
to
was
Bumble.
that?
Bumble was...
That was September 2020. Oh, for October. I think that was for Black History.
Yeah, Black History Month.
So that was October 2020.
Was it 2020?
Yeah, it went
2020.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
it went because 2021 just gone.
Yeah, it was 2020. It was 2020. So when we first watched, we like the preview. They sent it to everybody, and we saw you both in there. It was me, Nana, Martha, and Twiggy. We started screaming.
Yeah,
when we saw you too.
we
We were like, literally started screaming.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we don't see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously we didn't know you guys.
Yeah.
And then we were just like, yes. And they look good as well. We were like, yes, they look good.
I love that shoot, and I always say that. I love that how everyone was moisturized and just looked amazing on that shoot. But yeah, we were really happy because obviously we don't see queer men together often, black queer men.
Black queer men.
Specifically. We don't see it enough. So when we saw it, we were so gassed and just seeing the love, and it was just radiating, and just everyone looked so beautiful. It was amazing.
Yeah. When you guys got the call to go on Bumble and everything like that, was it a hard decision to be like, okay, we're going to go on here, be public with our love? Or was it easy, like, let's just do this?
It was a mixture, to be fair. I feel like with me, I'm in this relationship. This is my first public relationship. And I think it's just because being with someone with Jazz, he's as open as I am in regards of, and we're on the same level in our journey. So I feel like specifically with black gay men, you can be out, but there's still different levels to it depending on your family circumstances, depending on your career. So there's still elements of closetedness that I have accepted in the past when dating, because I'm like, everyone's journey is different. Everyone doesn't have the same support system. So I feel like because that's been my past, I always was like, I don't really need to be public like that, because as long as you're comfortable with yourself and your people around you are comfortable, I'm cool. So meeting Jazz, he was very comfortable. He was very open. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then like, I think, I was like, I've never wanted to be that like Insta couple, like YouTube, like that's not my thing. I'm very big on like my autonomy and standing in my own, but I'm very big on like representation and visibility. And I'm like, you know what, if we're both in a good place, we're very comfortable, both got a good setup, I'm more open to kind of putting it out there. Because like you said as well, I actually never really see black male same-sex couples. Like there's a lot of interracial ones that we see, but I feel like from our community, and not even just black ones, from our specific community, our social group, like our age range, all of that stuff, I don't do it. And I'm like, you know what, I'm in a good position, I can do that. And I felt very secure in my relationship. I think that was the most important thing. Like we had been together for over a year at that point, and we felt very solid. So I was like, you know, and we made it through lockdown as well. That's a test.
That's just testament.
That was a test.
It's not easy.
It's not. I don't think like a lot of people set out to be like an Instagram couple. It just kind of happens. And I think like it's a decision that you make when you just feel like, as you said, you feel comfortable. I don't think you set out to be some couple goals.
No, because Twiggy doesn't like the same. She's not the same. She doesn't like her business out there.
Yeah.
She doesn't like YouTube. Everyone keeps saying we use YouTube. Like, she doesn't like YouTube. Nah, it's just not her thing.
Yeah.
Like, even like if it was, and also she was coming to her journey with like her sexuality and stuff like that, and with her family didn't know. So even when we did Bumble, her family didn't know. But now they know now. They know, so they didn't know. But yeah, for me, I've posted people before. I'm just whatever. But yeah, so it was a huge decision for her to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But she wanted to do it. She felt safe doing it.
Yeah.
She felt like she liked the art around it as well.
There was a lot of intersections in it. I think that's what made me gravitate towards it. It was like, it wasn't specifically like, oh, like, because we probably experienced this, you know, it's pride and it's like, we need you queer, do this. But for me, it was being able to explore my blackness with my queerness, which was really important, because usually it's either separated or you are just black and gay or whatever. But for me, being around black love in general, in different intersections and even in self-love, for me, that's what really spoke to me, because then it was just like, this campaign kind of resonates across the board rather than like one intersection or marginalized group.
And it
was
didn't
so
feel like a
varied,
tick.
yeah.
It didn't feel like a tick box.
Yeah,
That's what
it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't.
I mean, I wasn't in the campaign, but I would say just watching it, it didn't feel like a tick box.
No.
And I feel like you can feel it. You can feel it in the way that, like, when you get on to these projects, the way people, like the people behind the scenes, take care of you and stuff like that. So if they make you feel safe, you just know this isn't just a tick box. This isn't just for me to like just feel just be the gay person. Or
Yeah.
You know.
And even watching it as well and engaging with it, it didn't feel like that as well.
Yeah.
Everybody was happy to do it. Everyone was at the Bumble bar. So afterwards, did you guys get recognized in the street where people were saying to you guys, "Oh my god, Bumble, Bumble"?
Not really in the street. I had people hitting me up because I think they used our images on actual Bumble. So people would send me the image like, "Oh, you're advertised on Bumble in the paper and stuff." So I feel like in that sense, it I got that, but I think I didn't really get noticed in my mind in that sense. But you know what I was waiting for, which I never got and I've never received. I'm gonna ask you guys, have you received it? Have you guys got like real trolling or like any like homophobia? Because I've actually never really received any on my page, and I feel like
I have, but
Really?
not like a huge amount. Because for how visible we are with the podcast, our relationships and stuff like that, I would expect it to be a lot more.
Yeah.
But it isn't. Nah, it was more. So I've had somebody else I dated before. She was an influencer of a lot of followers.
Okay, yeah.
So when I dated her, she had quite a lot of trolls because she had a lot of followers.
Okay, yeah.
And then, but with me, and so some of it's trickled down to me as well. So me and her, we stopped dating about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I would say the trolls stopped from that only last year.
Oh, really?
Only last year, those trolls stopped.
Bit invested,
And it was, and then I remember it being on some gossip Instagram page.
Oh yeah, I remember we was even on Lipstick Alley.
Lipstick Alley, even that they were talking in that last year about that as well.
Even my name was in there. I was shocked.
Yeah, that's what Nana
I was shocked. Yeah, but there was
yeah.
one that you had, which was talking about like, oh, you know, you have a child and this is not a good lifestyle and all that bullshit. Yeah, that was.
Do you know when they do come, they bring the child involved.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
that's
They
the
bring the
worst.
child involved.
Yeah.
And but it hasn't been as much as I thought it would be. But I've had it more than what Nana has. Yeah.
And I think like the only thing that I think I've noticed is like when we speak about Ghana or if we've been to Ghana, we did a review on YouTube about Ghana, our holiday in Ghana, and that we got a few like Ghanaian.
Oh yeah.
But that was for the most part.
Do you know what
it's not
recently
bad.
somebody said? I know that he was trying to be spicy. He was like, "Oh, is it the LGBT uniforms get septum piercing?"
Yes.
I know it was being spicy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Did you
is.
see it? It was on Twitter.
I didn't see it. I try not to read the comments as well too much as well, because some of them are spicy. And before we used to clap back a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
we used to love a clap back.
We used to,
but we don't do it anymore.
We don't do it anymore. Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? You have to choose peace at the end of the day. We're choosing like self-care and peace, and like you have to look after your mental state. So like getting in that, and it becomes like a bit of like it's too much. The back and forth is just a bit too much. I remember one time there was this like Ghanaian couple on Instagram. I think a blog posted it. A blog like
the ones that got married.
Yeah, the ones that got married. They're from America, and people being so homophobic. I just started messaging everybody on the. Why was I doing that? You know what I mean? Why was I doing that?
Because you're not going to change their mind.
No, I'm not.
That's the thing. When it comes down to it, you're not actually going to change people's mind.
People just.
And you know what? You live in their mind more than they live in yours. And that's why you can't get drawn out. Because now they'll find our page. They'll find straight people are obsessed with the gays. They're obsessed. I'm like, we live rent free in their minds. We don't care. We don't care about them like that.
Did you guys see that video clip of I think Zeke from Power Book 2?
Yeah. Oh, I watched that.
Yeah,
That was
there was a clip. Yeah, I think he's on a podcast.
Yeah.
And there's two straight guys, and then they're trying to ask him about his sexuality.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't use any pronouns.
Yeah.
And I think he doesn't use pronouns for himself as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But he just said, I am who I am. He just kept saying, I am who I am. And then they're like, okay, so have you had a girlfriend before? But the way they said it, they'll go, have you had a girlfriend before? And he was like, I don't talk about my
He's
sex life.
visibly uncomfortable.
He was really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
You can
And
see
the
that.
man started shouting at him, like, you're going to get me mad now.
Yeah.
He's basically saying, he was trying to say, are you gay? Like, can you just tell me if you're gay or not? But the way he was getting so angry,
Why do you
I
need to
didn't
know
understand the
that?
emotion that
Behind
was coming. I didn't get it. He was just like, if you don't answer my question now, I'm going to get mad. I'm going to get mad. I just think, but this is, you're not a proper interviewer. Like, you're not making a safe space for this person.
Yeah.
Someone's uncomfortable, so move on. They've said, I don't want to speak about my love life or my sex life, but you're still asking. And it just felt like he was trying to draw him out for his own
for entertainment purposes. You're not. You haven't created a safe space for this guy. Like you've created because now people are gonna just come at him. In the comments, and he's gonna have to read about it, or his family and friends are gonna have to read about it. You're trying to out him. It's not safe. It's really dangerous. Do you know what I mean? But I do feel like black queer men do get it really, really hard. A lot harder, I think, than us sometimes. Like
I think so. I think so as well. Because even like some of our friends who are black gay men, they like I remember sometimes when we go out, it's like more straight spaces, and they kind of really stay very somber. Their personality, they dip it down a little bit, and as soon as we leave, they're back to being themselves again. And it's something I noticed. I always say like, do you just prefer to go to gay? Should we just go to gay spaces? It's like no, but I know. Let's just go to gay. Space.
Do you feel comfortable in all types of spaces?
You know what? I feel like it's been a journey for me. I feel like coming out. When I came out, it's mad. I felt more masculine. I felt more masculine after coming out than before. So my whole tagline when I came out was too gay for the straights, too straight for the gays, because I never really fit anywhere. So I remember coming out and being like, okay, cool, I'm myself now. I'm going to be comfortable. But also, like, I have been in a very heteronormative, I grew up in a very heteronormative, like, environment space. So there's a lot of things that I was used to and I enjoyed in those spaces. But being in some of those spaces, I couldn't be completely myself. But then I remember going to I went to heaven. That was like the first like gay
everyone's first.
Everyone goes to heaven. I'm like,
everyone's first.
The ghetto. I remember going there and I remember being there. And this must be like 2013, 14 times. Yep. So I remember being there and like dancing, and I felt very uncomfortable because I felt like I was too masculine. And back then, Trap was just like really getting into his bag. So I was like Millie rocking and I was getting it. And then the girls like, and I'm like, I can do it. But then I was like, am I supposed to be doing this? Is this where I fit? And I was like, for me, it's been such a long journey of like finding where I fit. And that's why now I say I prefer queer spaces rather than gay spaces. For me, gay spaces are very like limited and restricting to a different type energy vibe. Also, I love being around all different types of intersections within our community. I love being around the girls, the guys, the non-binaries. And so I feel like that. But I will say I'm privileged in regards of like, because to some degree I could pass to some people, or even if I don't pass, I'm very inoffensive. Like I don't threaten people, making them feel uncomfortable with my presence. So even when I am in straight spaces, I don't really feel uncomfortable. So it's a lot of now, because of like the way society has moved as well, I kind of get celebrated because you know the man them love drip. Everything's drip.
He looks so good.
It's
Salucci.
Right. So I feel like I will get celebrated, whereas you bring one of my femme sisters like in that space, they'll be treated completely different. And I'm really aware of that. So that by default sometimes makes me feel uncomfortable, because it's like being black and being in a space where like and being in a white space, and these white people accept you, but if you brought your other friend that was a bit more like traditional or something, they wouldn't accept them. So it's like, am I really comfortable in this space?
It's not 100% genuine. I feel like we felt like that when we were coming up in the queer scene in 2011, 2012, where we didn't really feel like we fit in, because like it's very, very like narrow. Like you're either a femme or a stud, and like anything in between, they're looking at you like, what are you? Right. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like this, Rosie doesn't like to use the word queer because she feels like it's political. And it's for people that wear ankle swingers.
I'm sorry. I'm actually intrigued by that. No, please, I don't want to influence you.
It's like the Pussy Palace vibe. The people that go to Pussy Palace, that kind of vibe.
I feel attacked. I go to
Pussy Palace too, but I don't feel. Do you know what? I feel like I'm coming into the Pussy Palace vibes now. I think I'm coming into the vibes, but I feel like before I was more like the bad bitches, the HVD, the lick. That's the way I used to go before. And I just prefer gay. Yeah. I think this queer is just a style that I don't embody. It's political.
You know what's mad? Yeah. I feel like queer kind of embodies, because I was going to say, what I've really loved in the last couple of years is the integration between a lot of lesbians and gay men, or like queer women or gay women and gay men, because I'm like, we see each other out all the time now, but you need to realize that gay men are not allowed in spaces like Lick. We're not allowed in spaces that a lot of lesbian and gay women have. So there's quite a separation, and I feel like just like historically, I don't know why some of the gays just don't like lesbians, some lesbians just don't like gays. I don't get it. But what I really do love is like there's this community that we've kind of built, and like now I'm like, we see the same people, and it's a mixture as well. You've got the femmes, you've got trades, you've got studs, you've got a bit of everything. And this is why I kind of identify with the idea of queer, because I'm like, those spaces are queer spaces because all of us can exist.
Yeah.
Whereas like for me, gay spaces are more specific to that marginalized group or that specific intersection. And for me, that's very restricting.
Yeah. So but I used to be in the gay spaces.
Yes.
I do prefer the queer. I prefer the queer spaces now.
much
But I still wouldn't call myself queer, but I still
Yeah,
prefer
you
the
don't
queer
have to be
spaces.
fair. Yeah.
I do. Nana, do you know what trade means?
No.
I knew it.
Do you know?
You told me last night.
I told you last night. Yes.
Trades.
Okay, so everyone has their own different like thing on it, but I feel like being a gay man, or it doesn't have to be necessarily a gay man, but it's someone who is straight presenting and is attractive usually, and you would call that person trade because it's like there's a possibility or a good chance that they are attracted to men. So it's very, I'll say it's different to being DL, because I was saying to Ro, explain that DL is someone usually, or people who will have a cover. They might have a beard or they might be in a relationship and they're presenting a straight life, where someone who's trade might not necessarily have that, but would be assumed straight and they won't correct you.
Right.
You know? So you be around, or like, for example, like we were at the party on Friday. There was some trade there. There were some guys that were just like,
They was.
I was like, oh my God, there's straight guys here.
But they didn't leave. And my thing is, they're in this space and all of these queer people, gay people are here and they're turning up and they were very tense, but they was there right in the middle the whole time. I'm like, this is giving me trade. Y'all curious. Y'all want a little something, don't you?
That party was so funny and interesting.
Interesting.
We were laughing about it last night. We were laughing about it yesterday. And I remember there was someone, I think a woman there that fancied you there or something like that. And I think she wanted to come and talk to you or something. And I think she got closer. She goes, wait, this man is gay. And then she was like, Noah was telling us yesterday. And then Noah was cracking up like, Donnie is gay. Why would you think he's not? Why would you think he's not? Kind of thing. I was cracking up. I think the straight women in there must be thinking they couldn't tell.
Yeah, I mean, because as like looking at you, you could pass for a straight dude. Do you know what I mean?
She could be trade. She could be trade.
Yeah, no,
yeah, no, I guess so. I feel like I think it's interesting. Also, like people that are not in the community as well, I feel like they base it on a lot of stereotypical things. So for me, I feel like if you're in the community, it's like obvious. It's like she's a girl. Like, but I feel like outside of it, you have to be the most flamboyant. You have to be over the top. You know, the stereotype for what it means to be that. So if you're not, some people are like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you know? I feel like even in the community, some of the gay men don't like the stereotype for themselves. So for example, yesterday someone made a comment like, oh, those girls that wear the makeup like
really a gay guy.
Yeah, and I was learning something.
That's kind of classed as femmephobia. There's femmephobia. There's a lot of femmephobia in the gay community because there's still a lot of privilege. Like masculinity is a privilege, and it's seen as like on a higher status, and you have the whole tops and bottoms things, and it gets into it. But and the thing is, I really dislike that. It really makes me feel uncomfortable because my thing is like everyone when you're already marginalized and you want to be accepted, like, why do you want to stop the bar at you?
It doesn't
like,
make
it's like, oh, my level of gay, my level of expression is fine, but anything beyond that is like crazy. And then two, it's like, why do you fixate on something that has nothing to do with you as well? Like, if someone wants to express themselves and showcase themselves in a way, like, why does that affect you? A lot of the time it's jealousy. And it's not necessarily like because they want to do that, it's because they're not, I feel like a lot of people are not free. Yeah. And I feel that's why like straight people are so pressed with gay people because they see the freedom of us being able to express ourselves and wear what we want and do what we want and go where we want and explore freely, where they're like, well, I can't do that. If I did that, then, you know, and then therefore their reaction is to like,
I think that's what it is. I feel like even sometimes that's why some of my straight friends like coming out with us because they just feel like
free.
They feel free. They feel like they can be themselves. No one's standing up in the corner screwing them. Well, most of the time.
I enjoy. I don't know where we were. We went to a party the other day on Thursday, and it was straight for the most part. And I was just thinking there, standing around thinking, oh, this is a bit dead, you know.
Oh my goodness, I've experienced that. It's dry. Sometimes it's just dry. I'm just like, I feel like we've been spoiled.
You know, stale straight people.
I remember that part. They were playing tunes.
The DJs were so good. The lineup was great.
It was a really good DJ lineup.
Absolutely great. But it's just you don't get the same energy. Like you don't get the same freedom when you're outside and everybody's just enjoying themselves. No one's watching face. No one cares about how they look. Everyone's just it's just enjoyment. It's
a queer thing though. queer space.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
gay space.
Yeah, it is, but that's why we always say like I feel like we're a bit ahead of our straight counterparts.
Yeah,
because you know we've had to. It's kind of like I always say this. It might be dramatic, but a life or death thing. Like you have to come to accept yourself. Like you can't. We've been like we've been closeted. And it's been really, really hard, and we had to make the choice to accept ourselves and just to live within our truth. So we've come a bit further than our straight counterparts, where they're still kind of like doing things to like make other people happy, to live up to expectations, etc. And they're still a bit behind, and they need to catch up.
I feel because we have nothing to lose. I would say like being black and being queer, gay. We are seeing that's like one of the worst things you can be in our community. So once you come out as that and you're already the worst thing, it's like, okay, what can you say? What can you feel? Like I have nothing to prove no more, because I'm at this point where it's like you already have this dislike or, distaste for how I live my life or how I identify. So therefore it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to do it. And this is why I feel like queer people and gay people are very extroverted, because we have the freedom and the range to be like, well, now we don't fit in this box. Let's open up all these other boxes. And it might be in regards of like dating. I feel like queer people are more likely to be open or polyamorous, because it's like changing those traditional norms, and also in like jobs, in like fashion. I feel like it's just
across the board, isn't it?
Very multifaceted. I use the words.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Very good. You touched on poly. Would you ever be poly?
You know what? I never say never, but I don't feel like I don't know if I have the energy for it. Like for me, I'm more open to the idea of like exploring openness to some degree, but even then there will still have to be a significant amount of boundaries. For me, I'm also like, with my relationship, is about a life partnership. So like how we're going to grow and build together. So I would want to do that with one person. I feel like bringing someone else into it, it becomes a lot more, get a little bit techie, but also it's not actually, I feel very fulfilled in that. But I do feel like there's room to always grow and explore. And I don't want to be this person that's just like, this is who I am at this age, and this is who I've got to be for the rest of my life. I want to give myself the opportunity to that. And I think being at the age that I'm in now, I've seen that. Like, when you're early 20s, there's no time in your life where you're more certain about things than when you're in your early 20s. You thought you knew everything, knew who you were, what you would do, what you would never do.
Big man now.
Right. All them, with your friends, I would never do this. I would never, and like how sexually limited as well. Some things like, I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
And all now we're doing it daily.
It's true. Where do you sit now with the poly stuff? I feel like it's always changing.
It is always changing. I don't know. I'd have to do it to know. Do you know what I mean? I can't sit here and say that, poly is for me. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel. I don't know if I'd get jealous. I don't know how I'd feel about, my partner seeing other people and dating. And I guess there would have to be boundaries. I think the same as you, I want one person to do life with. But I think sexually, that's where the exploration will come in. I don't think I want to do I don't want it to be like serious with other different people. I don't have the capacity for that.
And there's no time.
There's no...
we're tired, We're
tired.
After work,
the grinding that we've been grinding, the hustling that we've been hustling. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's not enough time for that. Not enough hours in a day, babe. Do you know what I mean? To be seeing several different people at the same time.
The last time we did it, I said that I would like to be. Change my mind now. No, it's not for me.
Really?
No.
Do you know what? We've been talking about poly for like a year or two on this podcast.
We always bring up every now and then. Yeah. And I don't know. Not right now. I think that the energies are too much. I think I don't have the interest to get to know multiple people.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I think for me, it's the stage of getting to the poly bit that I just need to skip. I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I don't talk to people. So now, I don't think it's for me. No.
Even like sexually.
I think that's for me.
No, of course.
I think that about for me.
Yeah.
The emotional bit is just not for me. No, I don't have the energy.
I think one person is enough, emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I agree.
Yeah. I get really tired. My social battery is it's a battery of an Apple Watch. So,
do you know what? I'm surprised you've been out quite a bit this week, actually.
It's always somebody's birthday. Speaking of birthdays.
Someone's going to have me out next week too.
Yeah. Next Friday. We turning up.
Tell us about the new night.
Okay. So it's actually a brand, but the night is going to be the first thing that launches it. So I'm starting a brand called To The Left. And the concept is just to celebrate and showcase blackness specifically that leans a little to the left. So with the club night, what I really want to promote and push and enjoy is like those that music, those artists and those songs that we don't always hear or get the opportunity to, because I feel like a lot of the time we hear all the mainstream stuff, the traditional stuff, the usual trap, Afrobeat, dancehall. But then on the flip side, it goes all the way extreme and it's a dunga 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 dunga, and after that's a bit too much for me. So I'm like, I want to just hear the stuff that's like just in between that and the artists, and also just create that space of like I said, we've been in these spaces before, and unfortunately sometimes you have the spaces but you don't have the music you want, or sometimes you have the music you want and you don't have the vibe you want. So I'm just trying to create that, and then I just want it to like grow, because I feel like our subculture as well isn't really fully documented and showcased. Like being black for me, being black and British, I don't always feel seen at all. I don't really feel a part of a lot of like mainstream culture, you know? There's a lot of like, whether it's like on TV or YouTube or whatever, a lot of these platforms are for a very specific audience, which exists, but it's not necessarily me. And I don't like the fact that I have to kind of look to America to feel seen or to feel connected and watch, you know, the shows like The Insecures or Atlanta's or, you know, a lot of those artists. So I think, and we also have these artists here as well. Like Koji's album just came out. Like we've got Sims, we've got like Cleo Soul, we've got Ego, there's so much different artists that are just a little bit to the left. Like I said, these people are not extremely like, you know, to the left, but they're just not the mainstream artists. So I want to be able to create a place that kind of celebrates that. And then eventually it's going to be a podcast too.
Love that.
It's going to be a podcast, which is the same. And the podcast is going to be to the left, which is an extra O. So like TOO, the left. And that's going to be just like having conversations, kind of what you do, having conversations with people and just really tackling and exploring what makes them feel like they're to something or not enough of something, you know? And I feel like you kind of touched upon it as well when you were talking about like just being a gay woman, and sometimes people might identify you as a stud or you're not masculine enough to be a stud, but then they're like, okay, so where are you and what do you fit? And I feel like so much people feel like that in different ways. It's like, oh, I'm not this or I'm not that, so therefore where do I fit?
Where do I fit?
But yeah, Friday on the 11th in the mix, come down. It's going to be a vibe, honestly. And then after that, I feel like I'm going to try and do it quarterly. I want to do it every season, not too much, because I've got things to do.
Everyone's going to ask.
People are going to ask.
Do they have tickets on the door? You're going to have tickets on the door?
It depends. If tickets sell out, then good luck. But if there's some left, then I'm gonna hold a small amount on the door, regardless, because I do like people to. I'm a creative, so I know we're last minute pull up people. You know, we've got 10 things going on. And it's like, and it comes to Friday at 9:00. What's the motive? And then everyone wants to pull up. So I'm definitely gonna keep a bunch of them, and then also I'm celebrating my birthday as well. So my birthday is like the following week, so that's gonna be a bit mad as well. So
are you gonna do a set?
Looking forward to that. Absolutely.
Your sets have really been...
it's different. Do you know what I mean? It's different to what everyone else is doing, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. It's to the left.
It's to the left. Especially in queer spaces. I feel like we get the Afro beats, we get the dance hall, we get the uns, but you're bringing for our age group. You're bringing music for our age group. I love it, and everyone that's younger, they get it as well. I love it. And then I think that when we went to Queer Brock, you missed. She missed your set.
Okay.
Where were you?
I was in the other room, man. Someone should have told me. I'm so.
You know what? What's mad though? The other room. I don't know what you was listening to, but I feel like it was my mixes. So there was supposed to be 2 DJs at night, but they didn't realize that. So when I got there, I was like, okay, I've got some mixes. So I played my mixes in the other room. So by default, you still heard me
because I was enjoying that. I was enjoying. I didn't know you was. I didn't know it was your set, but I was enjoying.
And my friend was like, "Where's Nana?" I was like, I don't know. I'm enjoying the music.
You didn't even come call me. See?
You see this girl? Tell me this girl get Nana this week. I'm enjoying the music.
Wow. see what this girl does to me. No. Wow.
So you were fine though, weren't you?
Whatever. We're gonna put the link of your event in our description so people can buy tickets, because they're gonna ask anyway. You know, they're always asking. So they're gonna ask. And guys, you don't want to miss this.
Honestly, we have a good time. We honestly, I really love how much we've actually been out. I feel like I'm like
everywhere.
We see each other everywhere. Where since that Bumble shoot, since I heard you, I'm like, there hasn't been something you popped up. And the thing is, it surprised me. Like I said before, there was, like I said, there was more of a distinction where it's like, okay, it's just gonna be the gays, like the girls. And then I'm like, oh, the girls are pulling up now, and I really love that.
Like,
because
I prefer it so much more. I really prefer it. Like, even with our events as well, we're trying to get everyone coming in together.
I need more of that. Guys, if you guys haven't been to one of their events, it's amazing. That, the Roll and Bowl, like that was one of my favorite nights of that summer. Like, honestly, it was so much good, so much vibes.
It was great. And that video that you did,
that was cool.
I was like, you really captured, I don't know how you do it, but you seem to really be able to capture like the true essence of every event. Like,
even Yam Carnival.
Yam
Carnival one as well.
I don't know how you do it, but it's amazing.
I feel like it literally happened naturally. So I'm part of a collective called 3000 Ocean Hill, and with us, we do a bit of everything as well. Like, we do video production, we have a podcast, and we create content. But generally, what we stand for is being the alternative Black British experience and having a platform and a space to showcase it. It kind of connects with To the Left and what it's doing. That's an extension of that. But and with us, it's like we just wanted, like I said, document and show our world and our scene. And I think I was just going out and I would just started capturing things on my phone, and I was like, let me just throw this together, and it just became a thing. Now whenever I go out, I literally will just like shoot on my phone and capture it, because I'm like, we know all the people and everyone's there, and with me as well, I'm interactive. Like, I'm not someone that just films and I'm just there standing. I'm partying, I'm dancing. So we really get to capture it. And I feel like it's going to be something we can look back on in like years, decades. Imagine you showing your kids, grandkids, or the next generation, be like, this was us. We were lit, you know?
Even more than that, because I think with the community as a whole, like the Black community in British, there's a lot that wasn't like documented. So a lot of our history that is Black British, that, you know, there was lots of going ons, there was lots of like raves and stuff, like
Funky House. Do you remember Funky House? Like that era wasn't really documented. That was a time. Was you guys in that era? Bodycon.
Yeah, it was at the time.
I heard about you, Rory, your bodycons back then.
Listen, my bodycon was bodyconning.
This is like uni times. Yeah, man. It was mad then. Like, it hasn't been documented enough. So we're gonna have this, and we're gonna be able to look back, and our kids, or like, you know, with the next generation, whatever, they're gonna be able to look. People are so cool.
It's mad. We did like a talk with this with a charity, and it was about for LGBT History Month. We didn't even speak about LGBT History Month once on here, but yeah, it happened. And, like once, and we were just talking about like how Black queer history has always been there, you know, especially in Britain as well, but it's just not well documented. And obviously you have the Black and Gay in a Day have their archive, but even the culture goes beyond that. But you don't really see many of the lesbians. We're gonna try and dig in to see more of the lesbians, but it's sad. Like, so much of it has gone missing and stuff. So I'm just so happy now. There's so many creative people out there like yourself who are documenting things. It's gonna be in museums. Like, I hope you know. It's in time to come. Like, all of this is gonna be in museums. There's gonna be like younger queer people when we're all grey. There's gonna be like younger queer people looking back at these images, and they're just gonna be like, wow. And everyone's gonna be like a figure to them. Like, we have figures as well. Like, we have Mark Thompson and stuff like that, and we're gonna be that to all these younger queer people. I honestly believe.
I feel like it's a renaissance. I feel like we're in this time now that we're like paving a way, and we're creating these spaces, and there's so much different collectives and so much different nights and different things going on, and we're all coexisting. I think that's the thing as well. Like, we go out and we see the same people, but and we're like, socially everyone's connected, but then like even creatively and like business wise, everyone's on their things. Everyone's like, these girls are doing fashion, these girls are doing like podcasts, these girls are doing a bunch of different things. So I feel like, you know, in 10 years, it's like we're going to look at everyone just sitting exec CEO boy at the top. It's like, remember we used to do at the club? You know?
I don't think we're going to stop.
I don't think so as well.
I don't think so. I like how supportive it is though. Like this queer, I feel like it's much different from the gays, because we talked about being in the gay club and being like people screwing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Why did they do that? I honestly don't understand.
Do you know what's mad? I haven't seen a fight in the queer spaces.
No.
In the gay spaces, the fights are fighting.
Lesbians, you guys be fighting. Lesbians be fighting.
Every time we went bad bitch, someone was getting draped. Like, it was.
It's a toxic masculinity.
Always. I remember like seeing somebody's like oh my god, it was just
wow.
And there's always these small studs, like these really, really small. They're like little dogs. They're like little dogs, like always be barking. They're
all below 5'4".
Yeah.
So I've got a random question. Have either of you dated a stud before, or would you ever be open to dating a stud?
Not a stud. Probably somebody like me.
Okay, cool. Is
but
that
not
too far? Is that too masculine presenting for you?
Because I'm attracted to femininity for the most part.
Yeah.
But I am attracted to some masculinity, just not the toxic one. I'm still attracted to men, but just not typical men.
What's the
Okay.
Like straight men.
Yeah, okay, so like
a queer man.
Like a queer man.
Queer man, yeah. Who's got like a sensitive side, who's soft.
Okay. You know what's funny? I was actually watching something on TikTok and there was like someone telling a story. This lesbian woman, she was talking about like her friend came over and then her friend was a stud and the stud was having sex with a femme guy.
Okay.
And I was like, I never really thought about it.
They be doing it.
But I was like,
That's what asked me. You asked me about this. About the stud who was with the guy. He was with a femme guy. And I think they had a baby together or something.
Yeah. It happens. Even like back in the day when we used to go to like the HVDs and all of that, I remember specifically there was one stud who had a baby by a friend present and like, you know.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I love that though.
Yeah.
It could literally kind of breaks those norms.
I think there's a name for it, no?
I don't know. I wouldn't know, but yeah.
Apparently they're not in a hetero. I thought the imbiss meant they're in a hetero relationship, but it doesn't. That's what I thought.
I think they're still queer. Like it's still a queer relationship.
But I thought that. But yeah, I guess it is a queer relationship.
You know what?
Yeah.
I didn't even think. You know what? We said the hetero. I was like, wait, how does that work? I'm like, oh yeah, a man and a woman.
But apparently, like people say it's not a hetero relationship.
Technically,
but why isn't it a hetero relationship though? I think
that is, you know,
because they're queer. I think.
But there's it does.
I'm confused.
This is literally
because if you think about it, but this is their gender expression. It's not about their sexuality, but they could be.
So they could be queer in a heterosexual relationship.
Yeah.
If they both identify as their genders specifically as well, then I guess it would make it a heterosexual relationship.
Yeah,
that's mad.
Yeah,
that's actually mad. That's like you like game the system, you know?
Yeah, because I remember when I said it before, somebody told me no, it's not hetero. There's a name for it. I forgot what the name is. I think they made it up. I'm not gonna lie. They made up the name
because I never heard of it.
There's names for everything. So they just
that goes to my question. So, do you feel like would you ever strap a guy? Yeah. Well, you said that real quick. Have you ever strapped a guy?
I haven't, but I would.
Nana's into
I'm open to a lot. I'm always like try everything once except for anal. Yeah.
Except for anal, that's just too far. It's too much.
I'm not gonna receive the anal.
That's what I was gonna say. Did you know this is toxic masculinity?
I said I ain't getting on all fours either. I said this. Remember, guys? I stand by it.
All fours. Is all fours the only position you refuse to get on?
Yeah.
So anything else, you're calm, but it's just the all fours that does it for you.
Yeah, just.
But the thing is, all fours isn't always like. I feel like even.
Do you know what? When I'm giving head, I still have my booty in the air, but like I don't know, like.
So like cowgirl for you isn't a problem.
No.
Okay. Like, looking at me like
sitting on the face ain't a problem for me either. But
are you sitting on the face?
Yeah, I've sat on the face. I've been sitting on the face.
I love that for you.
Yeah, the person that I was having sex with likes the angles. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I haven't done that.
You haven't done that? She's more toxic than me.
I'm more toxic than Nana.
Really?
Nana, yeah.
But wait, why do you call it toxic? Is it just not a preference, or is your preference based in like toxicity? Is it?
That's why.
It is.
I have to be honest. It is.
So
it is
confidently.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
You know, at least you're self-aware. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. I'm not receiving the strap. I am just even having a strap in there in general. Sometimes I feel like we're two women, so we should just use our women bits. You know what I mean? Like, we don't. Why do we need to?
But the thing is, we don't use straps all the time.
Yeah, not all the time. I don't.
You know what blew my mind when I realized scissoring was a real thing?
It is a real thing.
I didn't think it was a real thing. I actually thought it was a joke. I remember seeing it on South Park when I was younger, and I thought it was a joke. And like, because I never watched like female like gay porn. So I'd never experienced. So when my friend sent me a message, I was like, "You being serious? Like, what's happening?"
Scissoring, tribbing, it's great.
Tribbing, what's tribbing?
It's the same as scissoring. So scissoring is actual position.
Yeah.
And look at me do it for the YouTube. Yeah. And then tribbing is the same, but like you can do it from different positions.
Okay.
Different body parts. Like you could basically rubbing the vagina or the clitoris against
something.
So it could be another vagina. It could be like a thigh. It could be.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, so there's a lot of sensation that happens. Like, is it external sensation that can I'm sorry, I'm actually
No,
really
yeah, this
intrigued.
is, yeah.
Because I'm like, because nothing's inserting when you scissor. So externally, there's still a lot of pleasure that happens there.
Yeah.
But clitoral stimulation is really good.
Yeah, most women are from clitoral more than
I've heard. This is why you guys get all the girls, because the girls know what they're doing. Like honestly, speaking to straight girls, a lot of them make me having orgasms. They don't be having
There's an
orgasms
orgasm
like that.
What did you say you want to do for the orgasm back again? What did you say?
Oh, cheat on your man with a woman. Bridge the orgasm gap.
I would recommend it. Yeah.
Do you know what? We don't recommend cheating.
Is it really cheating if it's the same sex?
You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that.
You're just exploring yourself. You know?
I'm done. We've spoken about this at length. It is cheating. However, yeah, you can get permission.
No, but we did say we encourage. We did say women. We said that women with boyfriends are no longer off limits.
We did say that.
Yeah.
Also.
Reparations.
Maybe with Imagine,
reparations.
So,
I feel like you need to take it back. Honestly, take it back. But the thing is, the question, you say that, but are you giving them back though? That's the thing. Because
thing is, it's not about giving back, because it's up to them, innit? If they don't go back, that's not my business.
I know how lesbians be moving, boy. You let them send them one night. Like, oh, you go there one night, but you ain't seen them again. They're married 2 days later. They're moved in.
Yeah.
So
it be happening.
Do the gay men do that as well? Like moving off for 2.5 seconds.
They don't even get to that point. They don't even get.
Do you know what? I saw somebody on the train once. He's a gay guy. He's a hairdresser, and he was just like, "I'm so jealous of the lesbians because they're all in relationships, they're all loving, but it's just hard out here for guys."
I think women are generally more decisive. I feel like that's what, and so when you put two women together, it's like, I like you, you like me, let's just do this, not play no games. I feel like men have this tendency to be like, grass is greener, like, oh my gosh, where else is there? So that's why everyone's in situationships and dating, because they're like, I'm not sure, and then they'll like drag it out. But I feel like, women don't really do that. They're like, they'll figure it out as they go.
We do say, like, regardless of like, sexuality, men are mad.
Wait, regardless, you put us all in the same category.
Listen,
you can't throw me in the ghetto like that. You can't. No, because now we need to debate about this. Men, generally, just the gender of man, regardless of sexuality.
Yeah, just because like a lot of the stuff that like we hear from our our queer brothers, it's just like they say it's hard out here. None of them are like our relationship. I mean, like apart from you,
you're actually the only one. You're actually the only one.
Apart from you, like everyone else is like complaining because like people just, as you said, they think the grass is greener. They're just like trying to find what's best.
One thing I will say, and this is not to read anyone or go into anyone's situation, but for me, what has worked for me is I really lent into my duality. And when I date, I like that duality as well, because there needs to be a balance of masculine and feminine energy for me. But regardless, there always needs to be some femininity. And I feel like there's a good amount of people in the community, gay men, that like go after and lust after like masculinity and this idea. And a lot of those men, gay men or not, have a lot of the similar traits to straight men. And that's how they come run into the same problems. Whereas I feel like when you find someone that's more in tune and touch with elements of their femininity, I feel like there's more balance and you don't have all of the same problems. There's, niggas ain't shit regardless. But I feel like it's a bit, for me, what I've experienced, and especially looking at my dating history and been looking at the guys that are more in touch, like, with their, or just balance in general. I think balance is good all around, whether you're masculine or feminine.
It's the key to everything. But that's what I said about like obviously being attracted to men. They have to have some femininity, because I can't do the whole like masculine things too much. But like and the guys that we know, a lot of them like DL guys or guys that look straight or like, but it's just like really It's a thing. It's a thing. I feel like everyone's on their own journey, and it's hard because I honestly feel like there's like a big element of trauma. Like everyone has it, but I think I feel different marginalized groups have it in a different way. I feel like black gay men specifically, because of how masculinity is like projected to us in our community, it's the pedestal. Like that's something, and that's for women, that's for gay men. So we are taught like this is what it means to be a man. So therefore, even if you don't identify as that, we've been taught like this is the ideal, this is attractive. And I also feel like it's low-key Stockholm syndrome. I feel like, honestly, we are attracted to like the people that would have like bullied us or abused us. Like, I feel like sometimes it feels like a prize. Like, when, I don't know for everyone, I speak for myself because I experienced this when I came out. I remember like when I was younger, I didn't fit into the mandem, circles. So
when I had the ability of like talking to someone who is DL, I felt like, I got my, okay, so now I'm that girl, you know? And I feel like it was a phase and it was real quick because that shit was not cute. It was not like, I don't know, some people are like, different people are different, like, but I need someone who's in tune with themselves. And I feel like a lot of DL people have a lot of work and because there's a lot of internalized homophobia that comes with them as well, which can be quite dangerous. And that's why it's so dangerous in the trans community, more specifically because a lot of trans attracted men have this idea, like they're very toxic because they're attracted to these people, but they don't really know how to process it. And then they're telling themselves it's wrong. Society tells them that it's wrong. So therefore they might like have lust or do something, and then they'll be the same one to be like violent against them. That's why most of like the killings that happen to trans women are from these men that are attracted to them a lot of the time. And it's mad.
It's a crazy projection. Someone lose their life because of that. It's crazy. It's so sad. It's really, really sad. I even had a friend who's a straight man. I think he's a straight man, and he was seeing a trans woman as well. But he didn't say it was trans woman, but I knew she was a trans woman. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you're coming into your queerness. And when I said that, he dumped her. Yeah. When I said that, he dumped her, kind of thing. And it was for him, he just felt like if you commented on her being a trans woman, and I felt like I commented it because we were close enough like that. Yeah. So then he said, if you comment, that means other people can tell, or other people would be able to do. I just knew them from the community. That's why. That's why. And then he was just like, no, if you've been able to tell, other people are going to be able to tell, and I can't have that. He's like, I can't have that. So it was like, but I just said to him, you need to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself, babes, because that's not cute.
That's not cute. Yeah.
No, that's really sad, man.
That is really sad because he liked her, innit?
A lot.
He did, yeah.
A lot. He liked her a lot. So yeah, but yeah, that's what happens. And that was here. That was in this country. Normally, when I hear about stuff that happens, I'm thinking it's an American thing. You always think it's an American thing, you know. But it's worldwide. Do you know with Ukraine, the whole stuff that's happened in Ukraine? What I didn't realize is when people are crossing the border and they're trans,
it doesn't match their
ID.
Yeah.
So they can't cross the border to safety because on their passports it says the opposite gender to what they are, and it just doesn't match up. So they're just stuck in the war zone. And I was like, I never think about that. When I thought about like all this Ukraine thing, I didn't think, like trans people are actually going to struggle to get safety, not because necessarily cool they're trans. There's that transphobia that's there, but there's also the documents not matching. So you know, there's that admin error as well. I think that's crazy. Yeah.
That is sad. There's a lot.
And then you got the African and the Caribbean and the Asians that can't cross the border as well because of racism. It's bad.
And then the world will tell us that this is a civilized war, but this is what they're doing to the people.
It's so mad.
This is the thing. This was so mad about, like, when you see these certain words that I use, I'm like,
all these
what's civilized about it?
All these reports about, oh my God, this is just, this is somebody that you live next door to. This is just like a regular family person. This is not usual for like Europe. You would see something more of this like in the Middle East. Bitch, what?
Comfortable, brazenly, just saying it.
It's rolling off the tongue.
My brother did his 1 year placement in Poland.
Yeah.
And I remember like if they had like a national something like that, and then he got chased down the street by these far right like bald heads. Somebody, he went to the shop, and the shopkeeper was like, black people shouldn't be out today. And my brother just didn't get it. And as soon as he left the shop, he got chased down the street. And then I remember he went home. It was still Skype at them times. He Skyped us. There was no Zoom. And he Skyped us. And he was just breathing hard. We were like, wow. He was like, nah, almost just died. He's like, why did I come to Poland to do my 1 year abroad? But outside of that, he was like, he enjoyed the education. He made friends and all this stuff. But like, black people are not, the world don't like black people. I don't get it. I actually don't get it. And my friend was saying at house, there's something in history. Something must have happened that we don't know about. Like, because why does everyone hate black people? Like, what did black people do? Black people are the only people that haven't done anything to anybody else. But we receive all of this madness from everyone.
It's true, Yeah. It's a bit sad.
It's actually very mad. It's very mad how you see it like that. It's actually, crazy. And it's so consistent as well. And continuous. People try to act like, racism doesn't exist anymore. It's calmed down. It's like, where?
It exists still. I see it every day. on TV, so I'm like, I don't think I don't want to see it in person. Do you receive any else of racism in any spaces that you're in?
I navigate majority black spaces purposefully. Yeah. I realized that I've created this bubble, which is safe, but also delusional. But a level of like, honestly, they say, what's the ignorance is bliss. So I feel like I live in this, but like, even like in the work that I do, I didn't realize like when we look at our page for 3000 Ocean Hill, my photography page and counts, like even certain jobs, I'm like, oh, this project's for Mobile Wars or this project for Havana Club or whatever, or Nike, it's all black. And I feel like I've done that over time just to protect myself and my sanity. But more time it's black and queer or black and queer safe spaces. So I'm not.
I don't think that there's enough. So like, if all of it was just that, it's fine. Like all of your films are gonna be about black queerness, and people might be like, you need to diversify. You don't have to because it's not enough. Do you know what I mean? You need to keep filling the gap. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think you have to.
No. Especially like black and British. Like when you said we don't want to have to look to the US all the time. Like what is here? We need to be creating things for ourselves.
We do, and I feel like when I say this as well, a lot of mainstream things that are black in this country aren't made for us. It's made for a white audience to see us in a certain way. So this is why, for me personally, I don't relate to a lot of the things because it's like they've made up their mind on what black is. So this is what we're going to push consistently. And I'm not saying it's not real, it's true. It definitely is true to a lot of people that exist here. But for certain people like ourselves, we don't see it. Like when you try and like deeper, you be like, what has there been a character in a film or TV show that you fully relate to?
No, they're always like they're always whitewashed. I remember, what was that show? There was a show on Netflix, and it had this main black character, but I think it had been written for a white woman. So they just put this black woman.
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't watch it, but I know you're talking about
supernatural, show. The woman was bland as hell. Where's the nuances? This was supposed to be black. Yeah, I think it was adapted from a book or something. But yeah, it was written as a white woman, but they just, tick box.
I hate when they do that. Tokenism as well. They should call it inclusion.
Was it Scandal like that too? Scandal
was
meant to be. The president was meant to be black in Scandal.
Oh, okay.
And then what's her name again?
Olivia Pope.
Yeah, Olivia Pope. Yeah. She said no, it has to be white because I don't want it to be out there that black men are cheating.
Oh, is that what she did?
Yeah, so that's what they made it. They made him a white character
instead. I'm done. I hear
white men when you get to positions of power, you're just cheating all the time, whatever.
Black men don't cheat.
I actually got a question because it made me. Have you guys seen these new photos and this new editorial from Lakeith Stanfield? And if you have, what's your opinion on it? Because there's been like this uproar. It's like him and he's got like stockings on. There's one way he's wearing like a heel.
I've seen one picture.
Let me Google.
And somebody, I think the caption was like, "Oh, when you see or something like that. Let me know when you see it or something like that."
Because you know the straights, but they love the agenda.
They love it.
That agenda comes out. I'm like, why do you?
They act like? Do you know what is annoying? It's like they act like I'm just putting this out there. Do you know what I mean? But we know you're doing. You know why you're doing it because you want people to jump on board and start being negative about this. That's why you're doing it. It's the same with like these blog sites on Instagram where they might put something that is gay on there, but they put it there because
oh my gosh, Shade Room does that all the time. Shade Room does it all the time, not to call them out, but they will put things up there and just leave it there, and I'm like, there's just gonna be homophobia at this point, like, and it's like, oh, we don't condone bullying, but like, what are you? What is this really for? Because you know your audience,
it's like a cesspit. Yeah, it's a fucking cesspit. Yeah,
but I'm like, why do people feel like straightness is so fragile that like any type of visibility of queerness or exposures of queerness is gonna now do this agenda and ruin the black home? And I'm like I said, all the who did you know growing up that was gay? What family member? What person did you see on TV that looked like you? No one, and we still turn out gay as hell. Exactly. So my thing is, if we are surrounded by straightness and we are just who we are, and there's gonna be people that are surrounded by gayness and they're gonna be who they are, like. I don't understand where's the formula. I just need the math to math. I just need it.
Yeah. It's probably not mathing. People are going to be who they are.
He looks great.
Yeah, I don't like what. So what? Yeah. So it was just like when Jordan wore a pink glove. Who's Jordan again?
Who's Jordan again?
When he wore the pink glove, everybody was up in arms about it.
But you know when Harry Styles did his thing, it was fashions. It was in British
Vogue.
He's
white. They have a bit of privilege, innit? Yeah.
It's due. But this is also, we need to realize that it comes from our own community. Yeah. This is the thing. We care. So I'm not saying white people don't care, but they care. But we care more. Like, especially when it comes to men, we police men so much to the point where it's like anything that is slightly off of what is seemed to be traditional gay.
And then, like, and it's not just men that are at fault. Women are also at fault. Women. I mean, we say this a lot. Like, women. Are also
we say
at
that
fault.
women. We say that women can be the weakest link.
Yeah.
You say?
Yeah, we said that they're the weakest link.
Women.
We said cis het women. When it comes
Embarrassing.
to upholding the queerness of black men, they are the weakest link.
Yeah.
As in our home community as a whole.
But I get what you say. You know, I don't know if they're the weakest link. I find them very contradictory. I find them like a lot of like straight black women have this idea. They believe they're not homophobic when they really are.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, my gay bestie.
Right, my friend, my hairdresser, but not my son.
Yeah.
My boyfriend better not have no in his wrist, no sugar in his tank. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Or
like,
they wouldn't date a bisexual man.
all of these things. And I'm like, my thing as well is like I say to people, we all have blind spots. I start using the word blind spots now because people are so like, they up in arms with the word homophobia or racist. So I was like, if I say blind spots, it makes it more relatable because everyone has prejudice in one way or another. The problem is lack of awareness. That's where it is. So my thing is there's a lot of people who are homophobic, but because the homophobia is blind spots to them, they still feel like they're not. And that for me is dangerous. Like even like growing up, like queer, or even before I knew I was queer, there's like certain girls that will put me in positions that were unsafe or uncomfortable. Bringing me to house parties or bringing me to environments and but not really thinking about or not really being there to be like, you know what, this isn't a safe environment for you. Like there's certain things, or like there's girls who still will be with or chill with or interact with these guys that they know are openly homophobic. But they're like, oh no, but they'll make excuses and it's okay, but they're still cool with this person. You know, whereas like if you flipped it, like if there was someone that was overtly racist,
you wouldn't tolerate it.
You're not going to tolerate that. You're not going to be like, oh yeah, but you know, they're cool. They're, you know, they're from up north or whatever. Like, no.
No. Yeah. But this is the thing as well, like black people hate it when you compare racism and homophobia. They hate it. They don't like it, but I'll do it anyway.
It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, I don't understand how we can be like some of the most marginalized, oppressed people and then be like, I'm going to do it, but I don't see the difference. Like, how do you not? And then not on top of that, you're doing it within your own community. Yeah. It's like a double down of like, that is like, it just doesn't make, I don't understand where you can't have empathy. Yeah. That's my thing. It's like, you can't be saying Black Lives Matter, really chanting it, like, treat us fairly, we're equals to human beings, but you're not a human being. You're not equal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, how does that make sense?
Yeah, and then when it comes to like, you know, the Black Lives Matter stuff, they'll just be like, and when we say, oh my God, like we're just not black, we're also queer, they'll be like, okay, we're not talking about the queerness. We're not talking about you right now. Yeah, we're just talking about black, you know, we're all black and oh, okay, we're all black,
that reminds me, I went to a BLM march. It was a couple of years, when we went 2 years ago, that one. And the guy was giving a speech at Trafalgar Square, and he was like, if this was London Pride, this place would be packed out. But because it's like BLM, it's not as packed out as London Pride. And there was just no need to compare the two.
It doesn't even make sense.
And he excluded every single black queer person that was there.
They do. This is the thing. And this is what I feel like Dave Chappelle kind of went back on it in the last one, but he has done it a lot of times where he separates the idea of being black and queer. It's like he'll talk about queer people, gay people, these people, but it's like, but what about the people that are in these both intersections, which we are? And it's frustrating because then it's this idea of like, oh yeah, like when people say, oh, the gay agenda, the gay movement, and they're talking, a lot of the things they talk about is whiteness. Yeah. And I always tell people as well, it's like whiteness is always going to come before anything else in the Western world because they have privilege. So white people are gay, they're queer. So therefore, you're like, oh, well, look at the gay movement. It's moving faster than civil rights movement or trans this and this and that. I'm like, yeah, white feminism, white queerness, white transness moves faster. But then what about black people? We're at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Even like white queer people don't understand. They don't understand us. Do you know what I mean? They don't understand our culture. They just don't understand.
There's definitely a segregation there. We don't go to Soho for a reason. Yeah. We ask you to touch your hair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. When we went at Fluid that night, I met a white lady in there, and she was like, "Wow, this is an underground scene. I've never seen this before. Like this, a regular night, like this happening." She just has never seen anything like this before, and then it dawned on her that when she goes into her normal spaces, she doesn't really see black queer people there. Yeah. But she never noticed that before. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, how could you notice? Like, and the thing is, but it's taken her to come into a black space to notice that she doesn't see black queer people in her space because she was the only one. Because it was flipped onto her now. And then she was just like, she's like, I wonder why it's so segregated. I just looked at her and said, the R word. It's racism.
And they have a lot. Like white gays have a lot. Like And I'm not saying they're not oppressed. I'm not going to say they're not marginalized, because they are too. But in comparison to what we have, like I've DJ'd all different places and parties. I remember doing a night called Sink the Pink. I don't know if you heard of it. It's like big white gay extravaganza, boy. They live. And like,
oh, was that the one where they're topless? They take off their tops.
When ain't they? You got to be more specific. They love to take off their tops, boy. I couldn't tell you, can't pinpoint it. But this night, the thing is, it was amazing, and it just made me feel, it was so bittersweet, because I was like, literally, and because it was a tour, so I think I was in Bristol, and I literally, in a space that was like, because it happened in Printworks, I don't know if you know how big Printworks is, imagine Printworks being full of gays, and seeing maybe 18 black people, and my thing is, it's not even that black people need to be there, my thing is, we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when we do have something, we have to share, like Black Pride. They can come to it. Everyone's there. It's PLC Black Pride, you know, it's for Asian, it's for Middle Eastern. And I'm not against that, but it's also like, we don't ever really have anything for ourselves.
No, we never.
Not
we always have to share. We always have to share.
When it's us, we're gatekeepers, and we're like, oh, we got to open up. When it's our genres, we have to be the one that opens up things. But when it's their genres, it's like, oh no, it's, you know, how it's always been.
I think when it comes to black queer spaces, it becomes about, when they get the corporates involved, we become their diversity baby.
Yeah.
And then when you do that, you have to take so many diversity. We have to kind of double down on our blackness and why we create that space in the first place. And then make room for all these other intersections as well, which is fine to exist them, but this was started because of, we needed the space. It was for us. And then, but in order to get the money and all this, we have to double down, and we have to compromise. We have to compromise. Do you know what I mean?
It's really sad, and that's what you're talking about, like how certain shows you can't relate to because it's whitewashed. When it comes to shows, there's some shows, like there's a particular show that was doing really well, like on YouTube. It went to you know, one of the major channels, and it just had to be like whitewashed a little bit for the white audience. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's really, really sad that you have to compromise your art, like you have to compromise your baby, and like just make it so that, you know, everybody gets it, or everyone feels comfortable. But do you know what I mean?
It's the comfortability for me.
Do you know what's, and the thing what makes me laugh is people act like they've been doing this for time, act like black culture isn't popular culture. So it's like,
run the world. Sorry.
If you look at the music genres, if you look at the culture that we've created, white people go to a Kendrick Lamar concert, go to Travis Scott, go to Kanye, white people. So these people are very, very specific to who they're targeting in regards of what they're talking about. So I'm like, if all these people can understand these artists, why, when I'm going on mainstream TV, I have to open up to this white audience? White audiences understand black culture. They understand and they love it. And they flock to it. You don't want us to have a platform that's ours and that actually represents us truly, because that's when you start losing power and control. And that's the problem, because it always frustrated me, like when I think about like even the night that I'm putting on, like that I want to do for the music, I'm like, how comes when I see these artists in this country sell out, when I see Frank Ocean, when I see Solange, when I see like NARD, or if I see K-Tronada, every time they hear pack out, but there's no nights for it, and people will make you feel like, oh, there's no audience for it, it's too niche. But it ain't that niche, because people are coming to see them when they're here. So why wouldn't they want to listen to them here? And it's the same for, I use that as an example, but it's the same for like us being more visible, being on TV, being on mainstream platforms. It's like they make us feel like, oh no, we have to like, they won't understand it, you know, because obviously there's only a small percentage of black people in this country. We only make up like 4.5% or something. And it's like, but also, why is it that when it comes to our content, it's so unfathomable to consume, but when it comes to your concept, we must understand things. We must understand Coronation Street and EastEnders and Family. You know, we grew up with Whiteness. We grew up watching their shows. We understood it. We still don't necessarily relate to a lot of these things, but there's a lot of shows that are predominantly white that I love. We love us some Game of Thrones. I love some Game of Thrones. Like about 4 black maybe 3 black characters in the whole thing. And I don't need representation in everything. That's my thing. I'm not chanting that everything needs inclusion. I'm like, no, some things, have your white shows. It's fine. I'll still enjoy it. And that's the same way I feel like for us, we don't have to always be inclusive for it to be enjoyed on a wide range.
We will have about 100 Downton Abbeys who will never have an insecure. Like it's really sad.
They love a period drama.
They love that
They
shit
love,
with
because you know why?
people.
White people, that was their heyday, you know. Them damn Tudors and Stuarts and Henry VIII, they love that.
Yeah.
That's when they were running things.
Yeah.
Colonialism was on fire. They
loved it.
they will never stop making those period dramas, and also they don't have to put black people in it.
No,
They don't have to put black people in it.
They don't have to.
In their mind, it's like, oh no, it's historically accurate, you know.
Exactly. I think was it Bridgerton had a few
mixed race.
Yeah.
So one black woman, they put one black woman, like a mixed race.
One.
Yeah,
Then they had to just they're like,
It's
ease
bad
it
because
in.
when you do have your like the Channel 4 day, the day when they had the Channel 4, everything was black. People's like, oh, only whatever percentage of the people in the UK are black, so why does this need to happen? But we have to enjoy your programs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're not complaining about that. Why can't you just enjoy good TV? Why does it have to be about the fact that there's black people on your screen? You know you're gonna love it anyway.
Do you know what's mad? Seeing that the hate when it comes to the adverts, because now I worked in advertising and they are really trying to be inclusive. So when they have a brief, they're like, okay, there's no black person in this, or there's no like person of color in this. Can we find someone? That's what is happening in advertising. So in the adverts, you see like the mixed race person, there's a mixed race family, or like there's a black family. White people hate it. You see it on Twitter. They hate it. They're like, oh, it's so woke now. Woke has become such a bad word.
How they try to reclaim work and just you're woke. I said I don't. It will still never be an insult. It can never be an insult. Oh, this woke culture, this cancel culture. People need to be cancelled.
Yeah.
Accountability is necessary. Like
I don't know, advertising is magic because I used to work in advertising too. I used to be a strategist, and then we had to do this research on that advert. Yeah, it was about detergent. Yeah. And then it was kids playing in the mud and stuff, and the research was we got to see people's smile reactions to the children, and it's mad, because whenever the black child come on screen, the smile reaction wasn't there like it was for the white kids. But a child. And I'm just thinking, and obviously when people sign up to these like marketing things to volunteer, we pay for their time. A lot of people, it's always white people that sign up to me. Black people don't even know where to sign up. Yeah. If it's extra money, they will sign up. But they just don't know where to. There's always white people. I was just like, Ross, I don't think all the kids are cute. The only one the kids that look like their kids on there.
And this is why I hate statistics. Statistics is one of my biggest pet peeves. Don't tell me 1 out of 10 women or 10 out of 9 women or who are these women?
Because
where do they exist? What road? You can't just be telling me you're going to Abbey Road and talking to these people and it's like London. 99% of Londoners. This doesn't make sense.
The data is not right.
And they use it against us. Like you just said it perfectly. They might get a majority white audience and they'll be like, well, this show doesn't test well because, the general, we tested it and people weren't feeling it. Yeah. What people?
And you know what's mad? Even with the shows, even with that Back to Black, that the whole lineup, that was the one time where they played like black shows in the daytime. Black shows are always at nighttime, at like 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like Unapologetic was so good. But it was, what time it come on? Like 11 p.m. Yeah. It came at 11 p.m.
Like show listings for black shows are at 11.
People only wake at nights.
Do you know how much channels? Do you know how much channels we have in this country?
Yeah.
Do you know how much shows and programming? And one day and one channel, and it's mad. And we just tolerate. But like I said, these people are going to be the end to their own demise because I said when people start watching TV and they become irrelevant, then they're going to want that black. You know what I'm saying? They're going to want those programs.
Everyone's making their own platforms. Even that Black Love program, the BET one, was on YouTube. I've been binging that actually.
Yeah. How was it? Have you heard of this show?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
So it's called. I think it's called Black Love, and it's on BET.
Yeah.
I think there's
British.
about 10 episodes.
British?
It's British, yeah.
Okay.
And I think there's about 10 episodes. I just feel like it's lacking. There's no queer people in it.
Yeah.
I wish there was queer people in it.
It's a reality, show about about black love. People coming on to talk about the experiences.
It's not really a reality show. It's just people like sitting how we're sitting.
Okay.
But it's not a narrative. I mean, it's not a narrative.
Oh, so is it like pretty much like what we did for Bumble, but like an extended version? If they made that episode of us just talking to
so like the person, you can hear the interview behind camera, and she's asking them questions about there's different. Every single episode is about something different, and she's asking them questions, and some of them are in relationships, some are single, some are dating, whatever, and but it's split into two. So one episode would just be the women, and the other episode would just be the men. And but they have similar subjects. But even the fact that they split them,
if you saw I realized I hate binary condition. Like it takes me back to school. Like, I want to be with the girls. Like, honestly, I'm like, I hate the idea. It's like, boys this side, girls this side. And it's like, I had friends that were boys, but I had a lot of friends that were girls. And I'm like, now I gotta go over here with these dry people because of my damn gender. Like, I was seeing that with like, I was watching Love is Blind season 2. Gosh, but yeah, watching it. And it's like, even the formula of it, it was like, this is so reductive. Like, it's literally, you got women on one side, men on the other side. Men have to be the ones that propose, and the women can accept it. And then it's like, this for me, I'm like,
so traditional.
The only time I've seen that broken down is Married at First Sight, the British one.
Oh, okay.
And there was a gay, that's the first time they've had gay people on there. It was 2 guys. And one of them was on the ladies. He loved it. He was like, I'm one of the girls. I'm here. And the other one, I guess he was a bit more feminine than the other guy that was setting him up with. So the other one was there. And yeah, the one was, it's mad because even the one that people that was more masculine, so I put him with them in men. I could tell he'd rather be with the girls.
Oh, that's joke.
I could tell so he'd rather be with the girls. He was just like, yeah, but he would just rather be with the girls.
I hate that. That's my sister knows you, innit? Like, you guys go to the same school.
We went to the same primary school and the same secondary school.
And secondary school as well.
Same primary,
Southwood Primary.
Yeah,
Southwood.
Southwood. It blows my mind that I don't know you. I'm like, we literally grew up round the corner from each other.
Exactly.
That
I
is.
grew up in a Bumble shop. You know, like
Bumble shop. I know it's a Bumble shop.
Yeah,
Tempe mix up. You know.
Yeah. I used to go there all the time, just across the road.
Sorry from you.
Yeah. I used to be called Bob. Yeah, Bob. The guy that used to run the shop. But my sister was like, I know Jamal. I know him. Like, he used to be like he used to hang around with the girls. Like, and that's how she's like. And I was like, oh, rah. It's so funny. I don't remember you from back in the day.
I don't know how this literally is gonna bug me, but it's just I don't know how. But I guess back then, even though we stayed to our areas in this school, so you didn't go Southwold.
I did go Southwold.
Wait.
I'm 30. How are you 33?
33?
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. So we were in
there.
That is mad.
But your sister is wait,
she's
1 year younger than me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I know her. That's why I know she's 1 year younger than me. So maybe you were, but
I was too young, yeah.
So and you didn't come to our secondary school though. What secondary school you go then?
I went to Skinner's.
Oh!
I knew you were gonna do that.
Bethnal Green.
Yeah, my sister got kicked out.
Yeah.
Oh, Chanel, she got kicked out of Bethnal Green.
Got kicked out of 2 schools. She's reformed now. But you guys went to the same school. That's mad, you know. I know.
This one is small.
It's too small.
And look at us, the gays we do in the ends. We didn't even know. Well, no, we could have been just like there, leaning on each other. We didn't even know.
I didn't know what was gay then. Well, you didn't know.
I didn't know I was gay. Well, I knew I had feelings, but like I didn't know what it meant. Like, and this is the thing that when people say about like you learn it and condition, I'm like, where did I learn it from? I honestly knew I had an attraction, but I couldn't even put it into words because there wasn't the words. And then what I did see was so far removed from me. It was always white and older and like this world. I'm like, well, that's still not me. So this doesn't make. But you know what makes it? You know what the worst thing is? It's not the worst thing, but this is my own thing. The straights were doing more gay things back then, and I weren't involved.
We've heard.
I didn't get the invitation. We have straight men are gay as hell, especially as teenagers.
Yeah, but they really do explore, don't they?
They be exploring.
In the changing rooms.
In the changing rooms, they playing all these nasty games like Soggy Biscuit and all that thing.
Soggy Biscuit? Which one is that one? Soggy Biscuit.
Okay, so I've never personally witnessed it, but Soggy Biscuits apparently is a bunch of guys and everyone's got to try and ejaculate onto a biscuit, and whoever ejaculates last has to eat the biscuit.
No. What kind of game is this?
I don't know. I told you I went invited to the cookout.
Listen, the girls weren't doing that.
That is a very competitive game.
That's a lot to lose, man. That's a lot at stake.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is, what's the incentive? Because now you're just there looking at each other in a circle, masturbating.
What is the incentive?
Guys, this is what I'm saying. Boys, this is mad. Why?
They were having a great time. We weren't having enough.
No,
you weren't doing a little, slumber party.
No, and I just think let's play basketball as well. So we were all naked in the changing room, but nobody. Everyone's gay now. Everyone's actually gay. But back then, nobody knew.
We didn't know.
But now everyone's gay.
It's the same thing that you said. Like we were only seeing like butch lesbian, like white lesbian. So I was thinking that's not us. So it just didn't make any sense. So
not even our basketball coach. She was white lesbian.
But it's just like it wasn't clicking. It just wasn't It wasn't connecting. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think we didn't do anything. We're boring.
I didn't do anything. And thinking about it, even like back then, there was this one girl that used to like like touch me, be like, don't touch me. I'll be like, no.
You say,
yeah, I said, I got really upset with her one day. I said, don't touch me like that. That's
oh wow.
Yeah.
Actually, no, but when my mum's friends used to come off their daughters, we used to.
Now they see each other in the street and they just like.
It's bad because when I see them in the street now, we walk past each other.
Like you forget.
We didn't even say hello. Well, one of them went to my school. We weren't friends in school, but our mums were friends. So she always comes to my house, our house with her mum, and then we'd go out and play. We were playing, boy. But in school, we weren't friends. We just used to act like we were low-key enemies in school. It was weird. It was weird.
So I've got a question for you guys. So with your sexuality and exploration of it, do you feel like your straight time was that learnt behavior? Do you feel like, or do you feel like it was organic, but you just kind of evolved into a different route, or do you feel like you was that because you felt that you were supposed to be up until that point? That's all you knew.
I definitely conformed for it because I never ever felt safe like with men, like ever, ever, and that's why like I didn't have sex. I lost my virginity at 19. I had sex for a long time because I was like, I don't really feel safe.
19's not bad, you know.
I was like, babe, I lost mine at 20.
19's not bad. Losing their virginity at 13.
19's not bad. These days can be.
We were from Hackney, boy, so that's late.
Exactly. That was
actually
late.
true for Hackney.
Yeah, that was late. Everyone around me had lost their virginity except for me, and it was fine by me because I was just like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable here. So yeah, I think I was just like trying to conform, and even when I lost my virginity, it was like I was just trying to find out if I was gay, which wasn't a good idea. But yeah, that's what I did.
I just lost the bet at basketball.
Wait, so you lost the bet at basketball, and I say you lost your virginity?
Yeah. It was
What kind of love of basketball?
It was
storyline.
It actually was love of basketball. I thought I was Monica. You know what I mean? And what's the man's name?
Zeke.
Was it Zeke? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Zeke. Yeah, I was Monica, and I always used to do my hair like Monica as well. And Q.
I was a Q.
And then I think he was winning, and he was okay, double or nothing. And I was I just felt like, wow, this
You knew you was gonna lose.
This is a
you know, men. That's why women are not in the NBA. You knew you was gonna lose.
I was just like, do you know what?
It's a
This is
win-win
great.
situation.
I feel like I was living my best love of basketball dreams. I really was. I loved it.
How was the loss of virginity? Was that you weren't living your best life, sweetie?
I was living my best life up until
the insertion.
it was. Even my brother even walked in. When my brother walked in.
Okay, I've never heard this part of the story. I've never heard this part of the
When
story.
my brother walked in. But till this day, we never.
Maybe he didn't know what was going on.
I know his brother's not that much younger than me. There's less than 2 years between us. He's not that much younger than me.
Okay, maybe he didn't know. He didn't know what was going on.
But I don't know if he knew. My mum was in Ghana. Imagine she left us by herself. She was in Ghana, yeah. And yeah, and there was no door. I didn't have a lock on the door at the time. And then my brother, I think he was coming in for something, and he opened the door, and I remember throwing something at the door. I was like, close the door. Oh my God, it was mad. And I think he clocked what was happening.
Yeah.
We've never spoken about it.
It's okay.
Spoken about it.
It's okay.
So, what was your first time with women like? Do you remember that experience? Was it natural, or did you like, I don't know, nothing? Like, had you like watched porn to like understand it, or did it just organically happen?
Do you know what? My friend asked me. She was like, "Oh, so you actually gonna eat pussy?" And I had a panic attack. I had a panic attack. I had to get a bag. I was blown into the bag. I had a panic because I hadn't thought about it. I thought, I like women. I'm interested in women. Yeah, that's as far as it went. My friend was like, "You're gonna really eat pussy?" I was just like, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was my first time wouldn't really count the first time because it was just like to me that was a game. But the first time was like I didn't enjoy eating pussy. I don't know. What's this?
The blinking is really.
I said, what's this? I said, what's this? I didn't like it, but then you know.
So did you grow to like it?
Absolutely,
do you like it now?
Absolutely. It wouldn't be here on this podcast if I
no,
did
because
it.
not everyone likes everything. Obviously, I don't know what it's like with women because obviously with some men are verse and some men are tops and bottoms, so they like different things and like to do different things. But with you, are you more like with you guys? Is it, or with women generally, do you find it? Is it like generally do a bit of everything?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for her. She's toxic. But yeah, no, for me, I'm pretty much verse. I do like to be like the more dominant person, but I'm verse. I'll do most things except for getting on force. Yeah.
I would say that in this stage of my life, I'm verse in this stage, verse-ish. But I would say, like, when I was younger, you could have said that I was a touch me not when I was younger.
Okay.
You could have said that, yeah. And I remember even you're saying that I wasn't thinking about eating pussy, the first time. I didn't even know that was even really a thing. I was too young. Yeah, you was young. I didn't know if that was a thing. So it was just exploring and just figuring things out. And then the first time I went to eat the pussy, I was ready.
Wow.
I was not blowing into no bags. I wasn't having a panic attack.
Yeah.
I was absolutely ready. I remember straight away, within 10 minutes, I texted all my friends.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah, I texted all my friends like, guys, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, no.
But they were all straight. They were just like, what are you doing? They were just all straight. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I've also, given a man head, and I would say that's worse. That was worse for me. Maybe I just don't like things in the beginning. You just never know.
Maybe so you just need to try it more.
But it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what's really funny? I'm gonna bring that now. It was in the cafe the other day, and then I said that's where she got one after pill from. I think it's so funny that she got one after pill. I think that is hilarious. That she took one after pill twice. I've had that one after pill twice.
I don't know why that's the funny.
It was so funny. I said, "No, you took one after pill."
I have.
No, I was screaming. And it was opposite the cafe.
Yeah, the chemist was right there, boy.
The
chemist was right there.
No, some of those escapades.
I'm just down for everything, really. Most things.
Like it,
that's what it is. Do you know what I mean? Are you a gold star? Gay?
I'm a platinum star. Gay. Oh girl.
So what's a platinum star?
I made it up, but
I knew where he was going with this.
I made it up. The reason why I say a gold star gay is because this is where I go. I'm extra. I was actually born through cesarean, so I say I've never come out or been inside the vagina. In that sense,
that's a good one.
So therefore, I'm like purist.
Yeah, that is platinum. Yeah,
that's platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's platinum.
Yeah, but no, I did a little touching, a little heavy petting. I remember I tried to have sex with a girlfriend. I was in first year of uni, so we were like college boyfriend and girlfriend in first year of college, and at uni I don't know how we rekindled, but she came up. I was in uni in Southampton, chilling, flass.
Wow, that's how you know it's real, boy. That's how you know it's real.
It just it weren't happening. And I thought she was so cute. Yeah. She was so cute. She was so pretty. And I was like,
it's not that kind of attraction.
It's not that kind of like. So it was a little touching and it was kissing. I like a little kiss. I can kiss girls. I like a little kiss, but like that, I remember like a little like it got a little moment. You know, when it has a little like little life in it, little semi, and then by the time it got there, it was like,
just a mistake.
No.
She's probably thinking, okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah. I don't know how I got away with it for so long. I didn't have sex with any of my girlfriends. I had girlfriends. I gave girls into my early 20s. To my early 20s, and I bust case. I don't.
How do you get away with it?
How I had long term.
But you know what? Yeah, but you know, they probably thought that he respects my body.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I had a girlfriend and I went to different unis, but then she came up to my uni. I don't know. We went out partying and then but the thing is, I honestly feel like during that era, I was quite asexual in general because I wasn't doing things with guys. I wasn't so I didn't have like a sexual like desire, but I was like affectionate. So I liked affection, but I wasn't really into sex like that. And I feel like, the girls were just tender with me. They just respected me. They didn't really push. And I feel like a lot of girls as well sometimes just want that. But I do feel bad because I hope they didn't make them feel like undesirable. But they know now. They know now.
Yeah. So how do you do, like, I'm sure women still move to you. How do you do with like women like
the other night? Did she actually come up to you?
No, but I love a wine. I love a wine. I love whining with girls. That's for me, whining isn't a sexual thing. Just growing up Caribbean, it's just a part of my culture. So I do that. And I don't even notice, or I don't even like before I used to get a lot. I remember when I used to work in Visions back in the day, that was fun. That was me, like, that was in my more trade stage of it. So I feel like I passed even more then. And me and my friend, they're non-binary now, but was female presenting before, and they're lesbian. So they would get a lot of attention from guys, and I would get a lot of attention from girls. And we had a collective called Dream Sellers, where we would like sell dreams and get pure tips. And like Dream Sellers, and it was like I remember there was these girls that wanted to have a threesome with me, And it was like so aggressive. And I was like, I remember there was one girl moved to me. I was like covering my friend, because I used to work on the bar, but I covered my friend in the cloakroom. And this girl, she was like trying to move to me. I was like, oh, I don't like girls. Oh, thank you. And then she came up with her friend, and then she started talking to me. And she's like, okay, well, what about the both of us? I was like, babes, I said, one vagina is too much. What do you think two is going to do?
No.
And it was very interesting. And I feel like that was like, I think it was an ego thing. I feel like she wasn't used to being told no. And I feel like some women ain't. So I feel like there's quite a lot of girls now that are attracted to queer men that are very confident in themselves. And I feel like it's that idea of like, if you're attractive and you're confident in yourself, because I feel like so much women still would have sex with Frank Ocean if he allowed them. Or like Kate Ronaldo or a few, like some of the celebrities. But I feel like now it doesn't happen so much. But I actively let it be known as quick as I can, because I love the presence of women, but I also love women being comfortable. And like, so for me, them knowing my queerness literally changes the vibe and energy. And I want their defenses to be down, because I don't want them to feel like that. So like, even when because I compliment women all the time as well, but I'm just like, by the way, I'm gay, so you know, I'm not like, I don't want anything from you. I'm just saying you look actually stunning. And it's something I put out there because I've been around it, and I've seen how women are. I see how men treat women, I interact with, and I'm like, I'm not one of them. So you know, I'm not one of them. So I like to kind of set myself aside. But that's kind of like how I handle it. Do you guys still get moved to by guys?
Yeah. Do you know what I hate the most? When men deep stare at me in my eyes. Don't fucking look at me. Don't fucking look at me.
Do you get deep stares?
If you think I'm nice, why do I have to know that? Like, I see women that I think are paying all the time. I'm not making it known that I fancy them. You're coming into I don't like that. Remove yourself.
It's a bit much though.
Yeah, like that proper deep stare into my eyes. Are you okay?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a bit annoying, but like I just not often, but sometimes, and for the most part, it's fine in it. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even answer sometimes. Just look at them and I don't say things sometimes. But it depends on how. Do you know what I mean? Because I remember that time we went to the cash point, and then the man was like, "Are you guys lesbians?" No, he said, "Do you guys want to come back to my place or something like that?" And he also said, "Are you guys
this
lesbians?"
was a homeless man.
It was a homeless man. Yeah. No offense, like, do you know what I mean? No offense. But the man was homeless.
What place?
And the thing is, we see him. He's homeless in our area, so we see him all the time. And man said, "Do you want to come back to my place?" And he said, "I've got one bedroom." But we know he has not got one bedroom. And then he was like, he had the cheek to be homophobic because he was like, "Are you? What did he say? He's like, "Are you guys lesbians?" Yeah. And I was like, I just said yes. and he's like, "Well, that's unfortunate." I was like, "Unfortunate? Are you rude?"
For who?
Wait, are you not asking both of us to come back?
Yeah.
What would be happening if we weren't lesbians? Coming back to both
But
of
I
us.
think he knew. And he's seen us bare times. He has seen us.
He's asked me for change, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
like, you know,
I've given him change multiple times.
You've seen me before. Don't do that.
He was like, I was like, "Are you mad? Are you rude?" But unfortunately, I saw him this weekend. I saw him a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I see
He
him
was
all
just
the
looking at
time.
me. But yeah, it just depends on how they come to me. If they're polite, then I'm like, "Oh, actually, I'm a lesbian." I mean, I'm having a conversation. It's fine. Or some people, if they're just too aggressive, that's when I do the staring in the eyes. Just like, what are you doing? kind of thing. But yeah, it just depends. Or as long as you don't come and touch, then it's fine. And I'd always say, at the end of the day, there are men who are attracted to women.
Yeah.
So I can't, because some like masculine presenting women, they get offended.
Proper offended.
Do you know what is crazy? Yeah. My friend, you're gonna listen to this, babes. I just seen you sent me a text message. Maybe at 1:10. Yo, why do men feel the need to move to you when you're out? Kiss my teeth. My friend messaged me that was it. And the thing is, but they like women, so why are they not going to move to you? Do you know what I mean? You're still women at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of clothing you're wearing and stuff like that. If they're attracted to you, they're attracted to you. It doesn't. I don't think it really matters. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
Unless they like obviously invade your personal space or you know, like I had one, like this was a few years back. I think this was 2018. I was at a house party and some guy came in and he was being so nice and hospitable, giving me some of his drinks. And me too. I was taking a drink and then all of a sudden he kissed me on the lips. I was like, whoa, what are you doing?
The lips.
I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm sorry. Like, what? How did we get here?
That escalated really quickly.
How did we get here?
Lips.
But this thing is, it's like I'm not so used to, but I've just had those interactions in life before with men where they kind of overstep the boundary. So it's like in that split second, you're like, okay, don't do that, but then you kind of just let it go.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a huge invasion of
That is.
but just one of those things, isn't it? So
but you know, sometimes some women are like that too, though.
Oh, some women can be a bit mad, as you said. They can be a bit aggressive.
I've taken straight female friends to queer spaces, and they told me the girls are worse than the guys. They are not taking no for an answer. They're doing a Kanye boy and following you around, trying to buy the house next door, and all of that.
The house next door. It probably happens. Like some of my straight friends, they'll be like, "Nah, lesbians are scary." You know, lesbians are, like, especially the studs, they're scary. They will just follow you around. But so are the femmes.
Femmes can be like that too.
As well.
Yeah, femmes could be like that. And obviously, what we were talking about last episode about fresh meat, like, when they sniff out the fresh meat, they want to get there first, innit? So
want to make sure that they're gonna get. I got this girl first before any of you lesbians.
No, the guys like that too.
Yeah,
guys like a fresh. They love a low key situation. The gays, especially the black gays, they love a guy that's a private account, less than 800 followers. They're the ones. Me, how can I have? I remember when I was like single, and I've got a friend who was literally private account. Like I said, less than 800 followers, nothing. We go out. How's he getting DMs? And me, open page, smiling. Like, here I am. Nothing. Empty crickets. I said, you even have a display on your picture.
Yeah.
Why they DM me? They find it.
How did they find it?
I don't know. They'll find it. They've seen you like something or someone's like something of yours.
Yeah, it's true.
And they'll investigate. And yeah, it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad, actually.
If with like how men slide into other men's DMs, like, I know one of my friends has been trying to slide into someone's DM for like a year. He keeps sending me the same person. I'm like, you have to just find out if he's gay or not. Just do it. You have to just do it. But like, how do you know? Like, how do you even know? Because he's like, I think he is. The girls are in his likes. The girls are following him. Is he? I just said, you're gonna have to DM to find out, babes.
I used to love that game. I used to love that game when I was like first came out. It was actually miss it. Like, there was that intriguement, that investigation. And I made up like this whole point system of figuring out how you can identify if someone is queer, because like sometimes you just can't tell. And I feel like there's like different things that we do. Like, the first thing I would say is eye contact. So being out in spaces, when someone holds the eye contact just a millisecond longer than they should, it's like, that's one. Two, is there's like there's little pressure points I call in your body that straight men should not be touching. Lower back.
Yep.
The trades love a touch your lower back or stomach. Like, find a way. When they're walking past you to why do you need to touch my back? There's that. Then we have guilty by association. Okay. So you gotta just be like, who you following? Who's following you? Find out, okay, cool. If there's more than like 5 of the girls, I'm like, okay, interesting. You know, what accounts are you following? What meme accounts are you following? Because that also tells a story. Well. Meme accounts, because you have queer, more centered meme accounts. True, you know what I'm saying? There's that. Then references. References is a big one. Throwing references out or knowing the references they get. So I remember one time, when I was working at Visions, girl, I got all the trade at Visions. I'm not gonna lie, girl. They were all, because it was one of those spaces that it wasn't a gay space, but it was gay friendly.
Yeah.
So, and it used to confuse me because it's like, because of the creative scene and alternative scene, black men are friendly. So you're like, are you being friendly? People buy you drinks and all this stuff, and I'm like, what's the tea?
Yeah.
I remember one time I was working, it was a quiet night, and there was this guy that came in. And I was really trying to figure out, because he was really cute, but he came with my friend who's a girl, and they were like Kiki, and I was like, oh, like they're probably together. So he would go and come back, and then he would talk to me at the bar and stuff. And this was like, I think 2016. I remember I was like he did all of these things. This is who I created this around. We had the eye contact first, then touch, like my hand, like when I shook his hand, like he just held it longer than he needed to. Then he came to the bar, and then we were talking, and he was just like, oh, I'm from Hackney as well. Who do you know? Went through my Instagram and started asking me what in front, like, oh, how do you know this person? How do you know this person? It's like, Then the reference part, we was talking, and he didn't even ask enough. He was like, what's your favorite song on Lemonade? Lemonade had just come out, Beyonce's album. How are you gonna ask another man what's your Beyonce? Do you like Beyonce? Have you listened to Lemonade? Yeah. What's your favorite song on Lemonade? Yeah. We weren't talking about it. I was like,
he's one of the girls.
Yeah. I was like, oh
yeah.
So that's what I mean by references. And like, I can't remember what the last one was, but I feel like by then, if you have it, you have it. But like, I do that. There's a whole game. There's a whole like mask around trying to like identify. I feel like it's harder with women, because I feel like, because especially like non-masculine presenting women, how do you even tell if they're queer?
You know what? There's the eye contact.
The eye contact.
The eye contact.
Yeah,
it's
the eye contact thing.
Yeah.
But the touch, no, I don't know about the touch.
Because they're not going to come in.
No one's going to touch. But do you know, it's mad. You know the touch thing you're saying? Someone told me if a man asks another man, do you work out? That's also...
Oh, is that code?
That's a code. That's what you told me. I don't know if it's true though, because only one person has told me this. I don't know if it's true. It's that you work out, like, but they'll touch you at the same time.
Okay, yeah, I get that. I get that.
We don't have anything like that.
We don't really have anything but that.
We have to just go and get rejected,
especially like, especially if like femmes, innit? You just don't know. Like,
but you guys just be turning them out either way. It's like either way, boy. Just.
I always say that I like women, not the sexuality. So I mean, I'm not chasing any sexuality. Yeah. But if I speak to you, you give me your number, I'm just assuming that you queer. Maybe
I've heard in the streets that it is a bit of a sport for lesbians to turn the girls out. Like they feel like it's a like this, like a little challenge. Like, have you ever been in that position where you're like, okay, I can turn her out?
No, not felt like I want to turn her out or it's a challenge. But I don't see it as a challenge.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think it's a challenge.
That's how you guys are real G's with the game, boy. You guys would even like, what challenge?
Yeah. Do you know what? There was a time during my whole phase. I never asked anybody about their sexuality. It
didn't matter to you because either way, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I just didn't ask. I didn't ask if they were dating men, women. You're here with me now. That's what matters. That's all it was. And yes, I wouldn't say that I was. No, it wasn't a challenge. It wasn't a challenge. Like even Twiggy didn't date women before. Mm-hmm. And I remember in the beginning, when I sent her DM, she was like, I don't date women. It's me. Oh, okay. Okay, so okay, so and then she was okay, but I'll give you my number anyway. I'll go out with you anyway. Huh? Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I didn't been on a date. But that's what I'm saying. I wasn't even being like, oh please, you should give me a chance. I've never done that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Never done that.
It doesn't really matter. Obviously, if their history is like they've dated men like prior, it doesn't really matter. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything because if they're interested, they're interested. Do you know what I mean? Even like with Martha, like she kind of moved to me anyway.
I just feel that everyone's entitled to their journey. That's what I think.
And that journey can start at any time. That journey can start at any time.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Curiosity is real though. Curiosity, I feel like curiosity is like sexuality in itself because I feel like it doesn't always fit into the idea of being bi. But I feel like some people just are intrigued by it. I feel like there's an element of straight men that are curious but never to the point where they're going to try something. Yes. And you just feel their proximity because I feel like the more open I am, I'm around some certain straight guys and they'll be just really intrigued or they like being in spaces with proxemics. And I don't think it's anything they're like living a lie or hide anything. I just feel like it's just that, maybe.
I think that women do express their curiosity quite a lot.
Yeah, they have the freedom to because it doesn't. You're not pinpoint. You're not like restricted by your sexuality by society in that same way. You can have been with. There's a lot of women who have been with women, but if they get with a man, they'll just be seen as straight.
Yeah.
Whereas like guys, don't have
you're
like that.
Gay for life now.
Gay for life.
Yeah. Just because somebody's like a man's like to dick one time. One time. Like you're gay for life. Like no.
Even one of my boys was telling me that he was like, lots of guys are curious, but I was like, how do you? Because he was curious too. So he's like, how? I was like, how do you know? And he said, because all my friends are curious. He's like, how can it? Because he said, I think he opened up to his friends. Yeah. And then they all like one by one were just like, you know what? Yeah.
They thought about it. You know.
Yeah. It's actually natural to be curious. Like, I think there's so much stigma, and I feel like this is why you have predominantly it's more DL in the male side than it is the women's side.
It's about the masculinity.
Because that masculinity and it's like once they explore something and even if they don't like it or it's not for them, they're now branded as that and that's it. It's a wrap.
So it's actually sad, you know.
It's very sad.
It's sad. It's like you have to be in this box or not. If you're not. Because
for a long time, like even me, I felt this. I was like, okay, guys can't be bisexual. This was like back in the day. I was like, guys can't be bisexual. Like, and a lot of people still think that.
A lot of people do. Yeah. And even like, what surprises me, there's a lot of, like you said, gay people that think like that. In my mind, it was more like, I would say it from a straight perspective, but there's a lot of gay people that believe that like men, specifically black men, can't be bisexual. It's like, oh, he's living a lie, you know, he's just trying to act like all this stuff. And I'm like, but really?
Yeah. He's just being him. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if a man is bisexual, then I don't know. I just feel that even it's hard for them to date women.
It's
It's hard for bisexual.
I question
straight women, not queer women.
That's because I speak to my friends. I'm so intrigued by bisexuality. I feel like I say they're like the mixed race people of the queer world in regards of like they got one foot in on both sides, but like same way how like people might deem mixed race that are mixed with black and white to be black.
Yeah.
People deem that with bisexual men to be gay, and I feel like, but also I'm like, because sexuality now, I feel like we understand identity more and gender expression, that it's also beyond your sexual interest. So it's like, I say to like, I ask bisexual men, do you feel like you could be your full self with a woman? Because with a man, there's elements of whether it's femininity or queerness that you can explore. Like even like my friends, I'm like, okay, so if you had a straight girlfriend, would you watch Drag Race still? Would you still go Pride? Would you still do these things? Or do you feel like that would make her feel uncomfortable or question like, because it's like these are things that are beyond your sexuality now. These are just more like social things. But I'm like, do you still get to explore that as, because you're still a queer man, you're still a bisexual man, you're just in a straight relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like it's less likely for that. And I feel like this is why a lot of also women, straight women, say they don't want to date bisexual guys because they just want a man to be a man. Yeah. Whatever that is.
Not the best view, man. No, it's true. Yeah, it's true. But some, it's mad. Some queer women are like that too. Bisexual women, like when they get into a relationship with a man, all of like their queer friends, they just distance themselves or they don't go to queer spaces, but they're still queer. Still queer. You're still queer. And I remember the last physical Black Pride, there was quite a lot of straight guys from Twitter there.
Straight guys from Twitter.
Yeah, the Twitter guys.
At Pride.
Pride.
Yeah, at Black Pride. I don't want to mention their names. I can't mention
their
names.
But for why?
I don't know why they were there. I think they were there to get women, to get some bisexual women. They were saying that, but at the same,
that's also a thing.
I think they came with weird intentions, but left with like, wow, I had a good time.
Yeah.
Met new people. I've learned more about the queer. It ended up being good that they came and educational for them, but I don't think it was good intentions in the first place. I think it was like to come and get the bisexual girls.
And men, niggas have egos, boy. They love it. They love attention. And this is why they can't stand it when like a gay guy's not attracted to them or don't feel no way to them. They're like, how dare you be gay and not be attracted to me? It's like, no, you guys are not, you're not the epitome of attracted. Like most of you guys don't even know basic hygiene. So really.
Oh, this is bringing back to Aloni's threads on Twitter.
Yeah.
You don't have Twitter.
I don't have Twitter. I'm just like.
This. So she does this thing where she's like, ladies, ... come and tell me your stories. And this one was about stories of men with bad hygiene. Hundreds of women DM'd her, like anonymous DMs, and she posted like all of them. And I think, how many days was this going for? It was going for like 3 days. And some of the things I can't repeat it. I can't repeat. They were talking about hygiene.
I saw something about smearing. Like I just didn't want to open.
I
didn't read any of it because poo makes me sick. So like I just no. And there's always something to do with poo in boys' boxers.
Always. I don't know why straight guys don't like to wipe. I feel like it's just invasion of their privacy.
They feel like it's gay.
Yeah.
They think is it gay to wash your bum?
It's not gay to wash your bum. No,
it's all right.
Some guys. No, but the skid mark one is too much. I'm talking about poo. It's just not.
But it's the problem, man. That's the problem.
Not at this big age.
Wipe your bum.
Like, and keep doing it until you see nothing. At this point, that's the thing. Not too wipe. It's not just a 2-wipe situation. Keep going until nothing is on the tissue anymore.
Get some wipes. Wash your ass after you do shit, because that's what I be doing. Just wash it, just in case. Just in case, okay?
Nah, some of the hygiene
it's crazy things like, I can't eat a banana. Men don't really like eating bananas. Do you know what I mean?
Like, I remember that.
They break it off.
Yeah, we went to a festival, and then we bought the last burger.
Yeah,
and there was these guys behind us like, there's a little hot dog. I like it in a hot dog.
So to eat a hot dog.
We just turned around. They were like, it's food, it's food. And then they asked us, are you lot lesbians, innit? We're like, yeah. And then what did we say? We said something to them. I said I would get a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
why
like-
can't you get a hot dog?
Yeah.
And they were like, hold on.
about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't like that, but you're gonna eat it. Why? And they were like, you know what? It's true. You know, it's actually food. You know, I was thinking, what do they think the hot dog was? Why do I have to remind them that it's food? Like, it's actually, they're like, oh fuck it, man. I don't care, man. I'm secure with my sexuality. I can have the hot dog.
You got to talk yourself up to it.
Yeah, they literally. I don't think they bought it though. I thought they got chips.
gonna
I don't think they bought it.
How are you gonna starve like that? How are you gonna starve because it's not
Do you know,
to
I
eat your
was
hot
this
dog.
close to be like, let's give them the burger. No.
No, this is how they act. That's why they're the way they are, because women have been protecting them for far too long.
I said, this is not my brother. I'm not protecting. Even my brother doesn't. I don't protect him anyway. And now I ate my burger with the onions. I even made sure I showed them the burger sauce I put it on there. But they had to. Yeah, I don't think they got the hot dog. You know, I don't think so. They're like, oh, allow it, man.
It's so sad. It's actually really sad.
Oh God. So tell the people what you have coming up, where to find you, and everything, like all the rest of it.
Okay, so I go by Donnie Sunshine on social media. So that's DONNIE_sunshine. That's on Instagram, and I've got a TikTok now. Just getting into the TikTok bag. So just gonna, flexing that. Part of a collective 3000 Ocean Hill. That is spelled 3 and then 000 and then CEANHILL. You can find us on Instagram, and it's the same thing on our website as well. And you can find a lot of our stuff there. But yeah, like I said, I've got my night starting this Friday to the left. Like, anyone that just feels like you want to have a good time, that's a bit different. You want to hear music that you enjoy and love, but you just don't really get to hear out. Expect to hear that, and also just be around cool people, and also serve a look. I forgot to tell you guys, you got to serve a look, but the look has to be yours. Like, so you don't have to fit into a theme of any one idea, but it's just like, it's an opportunity to just, just be fab. Like,
I'm here for it.
Yep, let's do it.
And yeah, on top of that, we just expect just more content this year. Like I said, I want to do a podcast, probably a radio show at one point as well. Just takeover. We're trying to do a cute takeover.
Yeah, we can't wait. I love that. We cannot. Yes, we come to all your sets.
Yeah.
Every time we see the rain flyers.
You guys come in fluid. The next one. That's on the 18th, so I'm actually gonna turn up my birthday because I'm DJing on the 11th. I don't want to go crazy. I'm DJing at Fluid, but I'm not. It's not my night, so I can go a bit. Crazy.
Yeah.
Because last one was fun.
Miss Banks is
Miss Banks performing.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
I've seen her thing on TikTok.
The bum shaking. Yeah. It caused the wind, didn't it? It caused the.
Yeah, did you see the other one? The Rita woman. The Rita woman. So she was doing her. Miss Banks was doing her one, and then she. Oh yeah, to herself.
She's on TikTok and she doesn't. She was not moving.
But she hasn't got much of a bum. You know, so she wasn't. She was like. It was so fun. She's in that BET thing as well, Rita. She's hilarious. But yeah, thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me. This has been literally amazing. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
and I love you guys and what you guys stand for and what you guys do. It's so important and necessary.
Thank you.
Honestly, so I appreciate being on this platform. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. I thank you guys for listening. Thank you for listening. Make sure you use the hashtag Tutu's Podcast and Conversation on Twitter. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe, comment below, all that good stuff. And make sure you also rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Until next week, peace.
Bye.